The vision, you might look at it and be like, oh no, if I get listed here and then there, then tomorrow, overnight success. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately, you're not. It takes years and years of building. And, guys, the biggest lesson is just keep going.
Sometimes we need to go back to the drawing board. So the first version is not always the final version.
The final version.
You have to go back, refine it, tweak it, take it back to the marketplace, maybe tweak it again before you really get your final version. So we shouldn't get despondent along the way. Hi there, welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. We've got yet another firecracker week where we get to chat to an inspirational entrepreneur and also pick Papa Biz's brain to find out what is the thing that is keeping him awake this week from an entrepreneurship perspective. So Papa Biz, let's start off with you. What are your aha moments this week from a business perspective?
Yeah, so I'm just finishing off now. This book is called Story Brand. And there's an element, the book's premise is just around the importance of building a brand story for your business that is clear to communicate to the market, to your staff, to your potential investors and things like that. And one of the things that they spoke about, which we often speak about, but I was just reminded in the simplicity of it, is that, people will only spend money. The only time they spend money is when a solution is provided to their problem.
Yes.
And it's almost, sometimes when we do these workshops with entrepreneurs, when we engage in different training segments, there's a lot of talk around my family is not supporting me enough. My friends are not supporting me enough in my business. Black people are not supporting me enough. And it reminded me, and sometimes I don't want to be too harsh when I'm answering that, but to make it clear that nobody owes you support.
Yep.
What's actually happened here is that you need to invest time to understand what problem are you able to provide a solution for. And if you haven't spent enough time, you actually don't realize that what you're communicating to the market is the wrong problem.
Yes.
That people are prepared to spend money for.
Yes.
And so it's just taking the time to be able to understand, and you have to actually sit and just think about it. What people are spending money all the time.
Yes.
What is the actual problem here in this business that we are solving? And then when that's clear, you're able to see then money starts to come in.
Yes. I think that's quite a big one, because often at times we speak about our passion behind a particular project or business, but the truth is people are only going to spend money if they see value in actually spending that money. So that's a very good nugget that you shared with us. Thank you so much for that. All right, fantastic. So let's go into today's conversation. We've got a fantastic entrepreneur. Mapula, welcome to today's conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm really looking forward to having this conversation with you. As a new parent myself, I am always looking for businesses that are solutioning for these little people that we look after and care for so much. So I think Cool Crew is such an awesome business. Before we actually get into what you do, etc., maybe tell us a little bit more about yourself as Mapule. Who are you? Where did you grow up? Just your early context for us.
Okay. Well, Mapula, all the way from Soshanguve.
Social.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Ngayana Sosha, born and bred.
Nice.
But it's just that I didn't really live throughout my years there, because my mom passed on at a very early age.
Sure.
And then we had to be posted to boarding schools.
Okay.
I see.
So that was more home than social.
Yes.
Because obviously during the school, then you are there, and then you're only home for school holidays. And fast forward, after matric, I ventured into animal science. My background is in agriculture, something totally different from what I'm doing currently. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, BTech animal science. But then, once you're done, and then you start job seeking, searching, and you can't really find something.
Oh, wow.
And then I got into the supplier, like businesses like your tendering, so they say. Yeah. Then I got into that for a bit of time. And that was, I think, in 2014, yeah.
Okay.
14, 15, da-da. And then I came, I saw a gap in the kids. You know, when you go to varsity and school, you have your student cards and stuff. So the kids that are in creche, because at that time I already had a child as well.
Yeah.
Kids that are in creche, and how do you then identify them if anything should happen on the road because they didn't have like student cards?
Yes.
I came up with a book called M-Book. And you know, also kids come home, they've got stomach ache or rashes or ringworms, whatever the case might be. You don't know what they ate, what went through, like throughout the day.
Yeah.
So the M-Book was actually a communication tool between the parent and the parent and the teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man, you'd write what the kid ate for the day. The parent would sign back again. Sorry. And then, I pushed that, the entrepreneurial journey.
How was it received?
No, it was, the reception was really great.
Yeah.
But the angle was me taking it more into the basic education than me trying to push it school by school.
Okay.
Because it was going to take so much time for me to do that. So yeah, I knocked on those doors and then I gave up on it because, hey, I wasn't getting anywhere. Okay, went back to what I was used to. The tendering process.
Yeah.
Continued with that. And then fast forward, my child was 7 years.
Okay.
Soccer player. How? Soccer moms. So we called.
Yes.
At the
Soccer moms, yes.
Soccer moms.
Yes.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. So fast forward that, child comes back from home after soccer practice. A bit of body odor, and I wonder, what's going on?
Yeah.
Is it time for deodorant? Like, what's happening? Because it wasn't a norm for us to be using like deodorant and stuff
at a very young
age.
Yes.
You see? So then I would wonder whether it was time for a deodorant. And then I asked other moms if they were also experiencing a similar problem.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, man, I also thought, more of a taboo. They didn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, because they didn't want to embarrass. They didn't want to embarrass the kids.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I asked, they're like, my child, I'm also experiencing a similar problem. And there was one that's like, I even took my child to the doctors for that. I'm like, oh, no, clearly there is a problem here.
Yes.
Well, because I'm not the only one experiencing this.
100%.
Fine. I'll go around like your pharmacies to try and find something that's suitable for kids, that's specially formulated for these kids. I mean, with so many brands of deodorants out there, I honestly thought that there was something in the market.
Yes,
Especially that's specially formulated for those children. And I got there, the women that worked there were like, no, man, it's too early for a child to get to start using deodorants. Take sponges, scrub. Maybe they don't bath properly. Maybe this, maybe that, all those sort of. Yeah, there were also solutions of bicarbonate of sodas, mix it with lemon and, like a whole lot of paste. And soap. Take soap. I'm sure you've also experienced the soap story. Where I apply the soap, then it dries.
Soap.
Yes.
Yeah, and it dries.
It dries you. Yeah. So there was just a whole lot of stories about that. And in this fast-paced world, and as working moms, I mean, do we really have the time to be cooking up
doing all
paste early in the morning before the child goes to school? So that's when I realized, oh no, clearly there's a gap here. And there was a chemist that I knew at that time because I wasn't really, remember I told you my background was in agriculture. All I knew was my farming, my pigs, etc. So then I asked this particular lady that I knew at that time that, you know what, this is what I'm experiencing and I think there is like a huge gap in the market.
Absolutely.
And then when I continued doing the research, then I realized, oh no, man, it's the diet also, like everything now is synthetic than organic,
Yes.
And and then we did our first attempt, which didn't, because we wanted it as natural as possible, as organic as possible.
Yes.
And then the child would go to the first batch. I did about 100, just gave them away just to test out.
Yeah.
Then the parents tested. Some had good reviews, but the majority of them were bad. We had to go back again, drawing board. What are we changing?
Yes.
Like the one that's now in existence is like a third attempt.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah.
So you had to go backwards and forwards, refining. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that there wasn't a solution for this, because kids are in the sun the whole day.
Thank you.
They're running around, playing sports. Sure. So I'm very surprised. But I mean, I think it's so great that you spotted a gap in the market and were so innovative about that.
You know what, just quickly, you know what I'll tell you, you've actually triggered a memory from when we were young. When we were growing up, it's probably about the similar age. I had cousins, and my brother was 2 years younger than me, and so on. And we had gone to go and visit some family that were about 5 hours away. So we stayed there for a few nights. Then when we were due to come back, my mother had said, no, we must make sure that we all bath, and then we'll go. We're boys.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it, So we get to the car as we're leaving. And I just I remember this. I saw my mother look at my father, and he just knew, okay, his time is up now. And he came out and he shouted at us, and he was explaining, don't you boys realize that now you're older and you boys are smelling and you're polluting all of us here? It's like, us? Really? And we didn't leave. We had to go, all four of us, we had to go and bath. And I remember thinking, when did this happen that now we have odor? Because as a young boy, before you don't have any odor, and then all of a sudden it's overpowering.
Yeah. It's so interesting, as we start our businesses, because we've got this vision, but we don't realize how we have to kind of fine tune until the product is perfect. Yeah. What lessons did you learn in that process where you had to keep, reiterating and refining until you got to this point?
It's been a journey and a half. The lessons is that, if you believe in what you're doing, continue going back to it, continue, grit. Like most of it, for me, it was grit, like a whole lot of persistence. And I honestly, when I saw this thing that I was doing and how it made other people happy, because I normally would go back to parents, like, Hetty, how did you find the product? Oh, Mapula, you are godsend. You know what? My child didn't play netball anymore. Now she's back at netball. To show that then there was a problem. I took it as, no, body order. Let the child go home, but then you realize that there were cases of bullying due to body order, and then I think that's something that kept me going. To say, okay, no, we brought the solution. Now let's really, really make it work, because clearly it's a need among our kids. As much as parents don't like listening a lot to the kids, but we made sure that to also minimize the bullying part. Because a whole lot of other testimonials that we got, like 70-80% of the testimonials we received were that.
Amazing.
You got sent. My child was no longer in this particular sport. Gymnastics. This. Mama, when am I getting this? Mama, get me perfume. Or they see another child with a deodorant. Mom, please get me one. Yes. And then the mom is skeptical to get one that's already out there in the market. Now that we exist, now they're comfortable to get one for their little children, because it's specially formulated for them.
Yes.
Did you find, there's often that space where, from a terminology perspective, we're talking about turning passion into profit. Okay. So what I'm looking to ask is, when you did these samples and then you went to go and make changes with the samples, okay, fine, you're on your third iteration, but how did you, let's take it step by step, how did you then go about marketing what you had created in order to be able to now start making some money?
Okay. We started with social media. Obviously, that was the easiest to go through. And then, I did a whole lot of, when I started, I did a whole lot of social markets.
Great.
Yeah, I did a whole lot. I made sure that I show up
in... Which type of social markets?
Where people would just gather and maybe call a certain DJ and say, it's, hence I'm saying it's been a journey in a sense that sometimes you go to these markets and you realize that, no, you didn't make the money you were hoping for or the exposure that you were hoping for. But then for me at that time was just gaining 1 or 2 clients.
Okay.
You get it? Even if it's not 10 at that point, it's just brand awareness. Then people recognize, so there is such a thing in existence. Oh my God, I'm going to tell my brother. Oh, I'm going to tell my sister. That's how I got some of my clients. If I don't have kids as yet, but my brother's child, my niece, my nephew, my this. You get it? Then, So those kind of markets, like your social markets, and then exhibitions. Sometimes if you are under all these government agencies, they would normally call you for exhibitions.
Yes.
I did a lot of that as well.
What do you mean? Just because the audience, it's a lot of different small businesses.
Yeah.
What do you mean by a government agency would call you? How would they know about you, that you even exist?
No, you go and knock on those doors. I mean, they're there, they're available, readily waiting for all of us to come through. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be mentioning names. Is it fine?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Oh, okay. I like your small.
Yeah,
no, because sometimes we say a cedar or whatever, and then they're like, it's certain interviews, So yeah, like your cedars. That's where I started. Then I got into the innovation hub.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now I do a whole lot with the DTIC as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, you go there. They. I mean, GP. Cool. They're there to support you. I mean, most of the marketing material that I started with were from all these government agencies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great.
So, it's just for you to go out there, knock on those doors, and although it's like any other government agency that we know in South Africa, it takes time, but with persistence and follow up also. Don't just get there and be like, oh, I'm here for this, that, and then if they don't contact you, and then when you don't go back to them.
Yeah.
So annoy them. I'm going to advise you to annoy them. That's the only time they listen.
And would you find that some of the opportunities that they make available to you afterwards, that you found that it was beneficial in terms of expanding the reach of the brand and expanding your customer base? Would you find that it was beneficial or not really?
It is beneficial because in a sense that people come through. Okay. I think if I didn't show up to that particular event that I was invited to, I wouldn't have met you.
Okay.
You get it? So you are there, hence I'm saying that it's not always about making the probably 1,000 that you had invested to go to that particular event. Sometimes it's just you doing the investment to meet certain individuals that are going to help you elevate your brand. Yeah.
That's
so
very
for
important.
me,
Okay, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
100%. And what about distribution? Like, how do people get a hold of your product currently? Because I often find that distribution is such a tough thing for people to actually access the product.
So we were lucky enough to be given an opportunity with the Kalapeng pharmacies, which they are available in a number, even here in the ECR.
In pharmacies?
Yes.
Wow.
We started with the Kalapeng pharmacies, power pharmacies, and the local trace pharmacies. And then alternatively, people contact us, and then we just said we normally prefer for people to contact us so that we can direct them to the store that's nearest to them. Yes, that is closest to them. But then there's macro marketplace that they can get it from. Eden Vine, they can get it from Eden Vine as well.
Yes.
So we do Korea nationwide. Yeah.
Now, how did so what I'm looking to do is I'm taking somebody who had a background in agricultural tech, and then now you're engaging with having your products in pharmacies. Weren't you afraid? How did you go about with the first pharmacy? Was it somebody through your network, or you just kept knocking on doors?
I kept knocking on doors. I mean, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I doubt that there is time to be afraid of stuff, True. You must just learn to embrace the rejection. If they say no, I mean, trying, there's no harm in trying. Just go out there, knock on that door. If they say no, what's the worst you could get? It's a no. And that's it. And no, and then it's like, okay, no, I got a no. Then you try again tomorrow.
I love
it.
Yeah. No, that's brilliant. Sure. I'm loving that resilience that you have. What are some of the biggest business lessons that you have learned along the way? Because I sometimes find, when we start off, we've got this picture of how we think things are going to be. And then on the ground, the picture is completely different. What are some of the biggest business lessons you've learned?
Yeah, that, like you're saying, the vision, you might look at it and be like, oh no, if I get listed here and then there, then tomorrow, overnight success, unfortunately not. Unfortunately, you're not. It takes years and years of building. And, guys, the biggest lesson is just keep going. I think it's what every other entrepreneur says, but there isn't any other to say, other than just keep going.
Yes.
There are going to be moments where you feel like quitting.
Yes.
But the vision is yours and yours alone. if you tell the next person that you're quitting or whatever, they might just support it or not. But at the end of the day, the vision is yours alone. And yeah, it's all about you to make it a reality.
Absolutely.
And now I wanted to check from a retail perspective, because now basically you're in retail entrepreneur as well. How did you go about navigating and understanding your seasons and which months are good for you, which months are not good for you? Because I would find when we were in retail, it was actually very tricky, because there would be some months that went by and business was really great. And you think, okay, it's just going to be like this forever. And then there's another month where it's not working out at all. And I'm thinking, what on earth is going on here? What do I need to change? So how did you go about that whole experience?
It's through the journey. There is no way of learning except going through it.
True.
Yeah, you just need to go through that for you to then be able to realize that, okay, for the past 2 years, I saw my season was January. So clearly, that's when I make the most of myself, maybe due to back to school season, maybe back to whatever, that's why they keep telling us about record keeping, all of that, so that you can go back to the drawing board all the time.
And see those trends.
And see those trends of what was happening throughout the journey.
Yeah.
So other than, except going through the journey, there is no way you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What is the vision for Cool Crew? Like if you were to look into a looking glass in 5 or 10 years' time, what is the picture you see?
To be a global kiddies toiletries brand.
Wow.
Number 1 leading. Crossing fingers.
There we go.
I love that.
Global. Don't forget the global, not just in South Africa.
Yes, that's a big one.
I'm just praying we're there. And obviously more product ranges.
Yes,
to suit our kids and
yeah. No, that
to instill that confidence.
Doable. Yes. 100%. That's definitely doable. I've gotten some really good nuggets from you today, because it's actually not an industry that's typical. When we think of toiletries, we're thinking of adults, and we often actually neglect the kids. So I think it's so lovely that you actually spotted a gap in the market and made a business out of that. Papa Biz, let me throw the ball into your court. What have been some of the big aha moments that you've gotten from our conversation with Mapula?
I'll let you know, and then also you must let us know the type of toiletries and products that you found have been the most type of successful, and that people continuously come back for, especially for those who are not aware. But one thing that I picked up from your story is just understanding, especially as entrepreneurs, you need to get to a point to not fear rejection.
Yes.
It's much easier to sit at home and nobody's helping me, nobody's supporting me, and things like that. But to you, doesn't feel like a big thing. I can see that. But when I'm hearing the story, I'm thinking, wait a minute, you went to go knock on all these pharmacies to be able to get. That's a huge thing. Because where do you even start? Who do you speak to? And how do you get them to take you seriously? Because in the pharmacies, all of these things, the regulations and so on. And you went there and knocked on the doors, and you're not just in one. When I'm listening to that, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
And so it's a lesson that definitely resonates with me, just to make sure in understanding that, it's not just those that are American or outside of South Africa, but even for ourselves, in your example, just not to fear rejection and just go through it step by step.
What comes up for you, Mapula, in hearing what Papa's sharing?
No, I was just saying that obviously it's not going to come in easy. I mean, we're 5 years in the game. When we started, it's not like we were as resilient, But then you realize that, like I said, you have the vision, so you just need to make it work. So you still need to go out there and break those barriers. It doesn't come easy, guys, but just do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
What final words would you have for entrepreneurs that are watching this? Maybe a young person from social like you are from, and they're starting their business, or they're looking to also break into an industry. What words would you like to leave them with?
What would I like to leave you with? Just to go for it, man. And obviously, if you want to venture into business, it means that you've seen a gap and you are solving a problem.
Yes.
So, like he said when we started, stop worrying about people closest to you to give you that support, because not even myself, my people, some of them came later on in life when they see that you're thriving.
Yeah.
You understand? So focus on those strangers, show up as much as you can. Trust me, you'll make great networks and links that are going to help you actually elevate your brand. Those strangers.
100%.
Yeah, so let's stop focusing on family, relatives, and your closest friends. And that can, once you thrive, you'll see them. They're going to be then your number one supporters.
100%. For a person who's watching, who's got kids or got nieces and nephews and would actually like to buy the Cool Crew products, just remind us once again for the different retail spaces that they can get your products.
And also the type of products that you find are the
products,
most useful.
that you have.
Okay, our current product offering consists of roll-on deodorants, body sprays, foot powders. Also, it's all because of the demand of the parents.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're like, oh no, then they need. So now we have an SPF that's coming up also.
Nice.
And then an SPF lotion that's coming up. And then I think for ease of mentioning all the other stores, just you can easily DM us on all social media platforms. We are at Cool with a K. Cool with a K. Crew. On all social media platforms. So you can just DM us, or the stores are also mentioned on the pages. So yeah, you can just go to our pages.
Great.
Like, follow, whatever, check other testimonials, what other parents are saying about the solution we have for your little ones. And yeah, then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's fantastic, Mapula. Thank you so much. I think I've gotten some good nuggets from you as well. I think the big thing for me that stands out is the fact that sometimes we need to go back to the drawing board. So the first version is not always the final version.
The final version.
You have to go back, refine it, tweak it, take it back to the marketplace, maybe tweak it again before you really get your final version. So we shouldn't get despondent along the way, but know that that refining process is going to take us to the next step. So I think that was my biggest takeaway lesson from our conversation with you. Monetizers, let us know what your biggest nugget has been from today's conversation. Let's continue this conversation within the comment section down below. And of course, we are going to leave all of the contact details for you to follow Cool Crew. Make sure that you check out their products and let us know how it goes for you. Don't forget to plug into all of our social media platforms. It is at Monetize Your Business. There you will also be able to see when our next workshop is going to be in an area near you. Until our next conversation. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.